Saturday afternoon rugby league is live and loud from Mount Smart Stadium. The first semi-final of the bartercard premiership of 09 between the hosts Auckland and also Waikato. A small crowd in for this very important game. In the sights of both these teams, a chance to shoot for the Rugby League Cup, which was first held by Auckland back in 1911. Stephen McCarver, Owen Goodbeal in here. Let's have a look at how both sides got to the semi-final stage. Auckland with a bit of a stuttering start against the other favourite to win this trophy, and the current holders in Canterbury. And then in round two, they played Waikato at Davies Park in Huntly. Then they got their game going, starting to get some players back from the Fox Memorial. They bashed up Bay of Plenty, squeezed home against Wellington, and then smashed Taranaki last weekend. As far as Waikato were concerned, a good start for John Devonshire's team. Then, of course, they were in that game for about the last 20 minutes, and then Auckland came home. A win against Taranaki and also Bay of Plenty. And then they're at 4-4 at half-time last week against Canterbury, but just couldn't hold on to them. And that's how it all rolls down. Owen Goodenbeal joins me here. 170 games for the Warriors and 2 World Cups for time. Owen, good to have provincial footy back on the telly.
It's fantastic. I remember growing up watching these sort of games. There's no NRL or Winfield Cup back in those days. It was all about the national competition. And
that is the Waikato side. They're a small side too. Let's have a look at how John Devonshire has lined them up for this afternoon here at Mount Smart Stadium. Kalasanai, Gideon, Taituha, Puru, Toka, Kingi and Karana in the halves. Tawara, Kutia and Irvine in the back row. It's Beale, Milliken and Paul. The benches, Noda, Tiffany, Bothaway and Haggie.
For me, Darren Kingi and Simon Beale hold the key for this Waikato side. They've got to lead these boys around the park, show them which way to go, give them some sort of direction. The Waikato side's coached by Big JD, John Devonshire.
John, some might say one shot for glory, but you're up against a strong Auckland team.
Yeah, for sure, Stephen. We appreciate that, and we acknowledge the strength of the Auckland side. But hey, we've got nothing to lose. You know, we just Parramatta proved that last night, didn't it?
Yes, they did. Thanks for reminding me about that one. Hey, tell me about the last time you played Davies Park. It was pretty close, wet conditions. How do you expect to play it in a dry track today?
Well, I think we play an expensive style of football. We like to move the ball, and to be fair to Auckland, they were involved in their Fox playoffs, so they didn't have a full-strength team. And I'm sure Rusty's picked a full-strength team this afternoon. And to be the best, you've got to play the best. So there's no excuses, but we'll look to move the ball and try and contain them defensively.
Confident of giving them a shake?
Oh well, yeah, we'll come up here to give it our best shot, and we enjoy the occasion.
Looking forward to playing it as we take a look at this Waikato Auckland side. And it's a big Auckland side too. A bit of a disrupted build-up. We both went to training on Thursday. No lights. Could get the lights on, so they were doing a big practice in dark. But as you said, good for the handling.
Very good for the handling. There was all short passing. Everyone was talking up a storm. So it'd be very good to see these guys run out. They've got a great side on paper. They're certainly going to be a threat today.
Let's confirm that side then. It's Blackwell, Taka, Shomkul, Heta. That is one Heta, which of course is Henry Heta, and his brother Willie, and at 6 they both play for separate clubs. Walker, Davis, Wright, Tura Whenua, Matangi, Fa'alongo, Tufao, Kingi, Tongito, Moi, Puiao and Tonga. They complete the lineup.
For me, the centre, Gunther Shumpkel, he's been in great form all season, very consistent in the Fox. He's going to have a big game today. They're coached by Rusty Matua.
Rusty, you got your Fox boys back, so are you confident going into the semi-final?
Yeah, as confident as can be. I guess with all our boys back in there, it's still a new side in regards to the fact that we've not played many games together. But the calibre of players is definitely the best that we have available in Auckland, and I think that's great for our side to have the best players in Auckland playing today.
You're in the big house on a good track. What do we expect to see from Auckland?
Oh, well, the boys are excited. We were here last week and we saw them getting the fields ready, and to have the opportunity to play out here is awesome for our boys. Probably 4 or 5 of them have played here before. So it's a real privilege for the boys to get onto the big house and have a run on the green carpet, we're calling it today, and the home of the Warriors.
And how important, though, for this whole provincial championship? Really good for the game right now.
Oh, outstanding, mate. And when we've got the boys to buy in right from the start, they love the concept, they love the idea, and we hope to see more promotion of it next year, and more support from our community, because our community loves it, and the league's a popular game, as we know. All our kids love it, and we'd love to see more people coming along to support it.
And there is the Waikato team lining up. And we're going to have a moment's silence here at Mount Smart Stadium. One of the former players of Waikato is Anaru Grant, who is the grandson of the late Sir Howard Morrison. So in a moment of respect for their teammate and one of our entertainment greats, the Tangi Nawandawan Rotorua, will have a moment's silence for Sir Howard Morrison. So we are now getting ready for the business end of the season in the bartercard premiership. It is Waikato up against Auckland. The referee is Hayden Price, called in late after the original referee Adam Burns did his calf in training, but Hayden Price is the #2 referee in Auckland, has had time in the Jim Beam Cup and also in the Toyota Cup as well, so he's certainly up to the standard here of this bartercard premiership. Final thoughts for the Waikato side against what appears are a pretty calm and composed Auckland team.
They certainly know that they're coming here as favourites. They need to play a structured game, not trying to throw the ball around too much too soon.
Time you run, Auckland.
So Cody Walker getting set to get this first semi-final in the bartercard premiership underway.
Ready, guys, ready, guys.
Everything set.
Simon. Ready, boys.
And we are underway at Mount Smart Stadium. The sun's shining, a pretty good breeze blowing through here as Waikato will get first use of the ball, and it will be Barry Tawara, the man they call Bazza. And a good early start here gets them out to 20 from their own line. Interesting to see how Jerome Kutia plays today. He was a late addition. There was some suggestion, Arwen, that Jerome Kutia, the Toyota Cup player for the Warriors, wouldn't get a chance, but has popped back up. A lot will work around the acting half with him.
Certainly, especially when you're playing a big side. If you can leave them on the ground and you've got a smart dummy half who can identify where the threat is, you're certainly going to do a good cause.
Good break here, and the little ball popped back as Waikato move their way towards halfway. Kutia now out of acting half. Finds another one of the big boys. That's Brendan Irvine out of Tani Wharau. David Gideon. Penalty, first penalty, and it's in a perfect position too.
Very great start to the game for this Waikato side. Quick tap there.
And Waikato now, they're only 20 out from the Auckland line. That's Kutia in at acting half. He finds Dominic Tall. And Tawara now, about 13 out, has Kutia. Kutia finds Karana. And now just inching their way towards looking to post first points against Auckland are Waikato. Karana coming wide now to Irvine. Plays it back. Little chip through, and the runner outside is David Gideon looking, but it's well snuffed out by Auckland.
Very promising play from Waikato there. Went to the left side, had some structure, nice shape coming back. Just the outside backs overran a little.
No sign of panic at all here either, Arwen.
Exactly. Good defence from the winger there for Auckland. Just getting back, locking the ball up, making sure that he got up and played it correctly.
And another penalty. It's not square at the marker area, so 2 penalties inside the space of about a minute. And Hayden Price asserting his authority on this first semi-final in the bartercard premiership.
Great touch finder there. 40 metres out from the Waikato line.
So now it's for Auckland to play this sort of Auckland game they were talking about at training. That's Fred Turawhenua. 30 out from the Waikato line. There's his front row partner, Adam Maris. Dylan Davis just stomping his way through the Waikato defenders. Kelvin Wright, the experienced Kelvin Wright in the headgear out of the mighty Mount Albert club. They come back inside. This is Siali Tufau right now. Looking out, finds Walker. Fullback James Blackwell comes to the line. Looks like it will be Auckland score first points to Henry Hedder. And they are in. First look at the Waikato line, and it's Auckland across.
They're always going to pose a threat, especially when they're down your end of the field. This Waikato side can't afford to give away cheap penalties coming when Auckland's coming out of their end zone.
So here it is again. They were short on that left-hand side of their defence, or Waikato. It was just a simple catch and pass, but a missed tackle there, and just Henry had almost had a clear run to the line, got under 3 tacklers, and it's Auckland with first points in the semi-final.
Yeah, great identifying where you needed to go. This pass here, nice. Had no right to get that ball away. He gets down nice and low, in for the try, Henry Hedder.
But the conversion is certainly going to be a very difficult one. Cody Walker parked right out, 20 out, and on the eastern touchline here at Mount Smart. He's had a pretty good season so far. 30 points last week against Taranaki. 26 goals kicked so far in the bartercard premiership, and this will be a challenging one to say the least. This to convert the Henry Heta try early in this first half of the first semi-final in the bartercard premiership. Here's a good look at it. Strikes it well, but it's just pulled it to the right, so the extras aren't added, and it will be 4-0. Auckland lead Waikato early in this first semi-final.
Very important set of 6 here for the Waikato side. They've got to get a good kick, a good chase, and try and restrict the metres that this Auckland side takes, just so that they can take away a little bit of the power that Auckland have.
John Tautuha will restart us here, normally playing in the halves, but in the centres for this semi-final. So they've been rocked on to their backsides early, Waikato. Now they'll want to stiffen that D up after that was the first chance that Auckland had, basically down at their end. Just working through the big boys now. This is Sione Tucker. Move it to the left-hand side quickly. This is the way they like to play Auckland. It's Auckland footballers. Assistant coach Francis Lidio goes, and away they go indeed. What a fine run too. That coming from Suaa Matangi, but the ball's gone forward. So they threw the hand grenade early, but Matangi, what a run, caught them all napping.
Certainly did. The job was done though by the forwards. They hit the ball up nice and hard, drew the Waikato defence over to the Auckland's right side of the field, and they had a shift out the left.
And then a mistake now by Waikato as well. They were probably complaining about the tackle that was being called held, but here's the run by Matangi. Watch him here, just pops that ball under his left wing and gets on going. And there's the good tackle too by Waikato, but it's now fallen back in the hands of Auckland. Look at this poor play of the ball, poor ball possession by David Gideon, and he's handed Auckland the ball 10 metres out from their line, and they'll get it wide quickly. Blackwell again, running across. They're going crabbing sideways, still going. They're tracking him well, but they haven't got him. So Blackwell plays it. 15 out from the Waikato line. Auckland now on the hunt again. Big Sione Tuck out of the Richmond Bulldogs. Looks like a second row playing out on the wing. Right, comes the other way. Finds Dylan Davis to play the ball. Edging their way towards the line. Right. Comes outside to Sala for Alongo. A bit of touch footy at the moment, are Auckland. The Waikato boys are scrambling. Greg Baritoa can't hold them, and the call is play on from Hayden Price. And there's a lost ball.
You lost the ball, trying to offload.
So Cody Walker is getting no love from referee Hayden Price. Little hear him, scare him, but they scrambled well, Waikato.
They certainly did. They're getting caught short on the edges, but they've done great in scrambling and forcing an error.
Well, a hint of a strip maybe, Arwen, but Hayden Price has made his call, and Waikato now have to work themselves out of their own half. Pretty compressed at the moment going forward. And the Auckland defence up to just slamming them to the deck. Jerome Kutia is going to have to start taking a more dominant role here. The Toyota Cup player for the Warriors. Didn't get a lot of game time in season 2008. Kutia finds Kingy. 2 Kingies playing on us today. 1 Darren there. There's Kutia again. Puts the big palm out. Takes them to 40-metre out. Darren Kingy playing in 6 for Waikato. And on the bench in 14 for Auckland. They come back right. There's the kick inside the 40-metre line, looking for the 40-20. That's going to be picked up by Ricky McCamish. Straightens up and meets a red and black line. Coach John Devonshire will be happy that they haven't conceded another early try like they did. James Blackwell now edging Auckland towards halfway.
I like the look of James Blackwell. He looks like a very slippery character when he has the ball in hand.
How about Sione Tucker? Can't miss him. He's a big, bustling winger. Right. He finds Dylan Davis. Auckland now building again, looking to add more points. Finds Heta. Comes inside. There's a bust too. What a great bust too. That coming from Siali to foul, and look out, more points on the board for Auckland. And they are in again.
Guys, got to work on this left side, eh? They're calling me.
So every time they get close, Auckland go in and score, and again it's that left edge defence that's struggling for Waikato.
When you've got such big guys playing on the fringe, you can't allow your little men to come up with a one-on-one tackle, because most of the time the big man's going to go through. Great little offload. There we are, second try in that corner.
Yeah, and a second try too to Henry Heta, the centre. But there was the bust here from Siali Tufao that really set this try up, and good support by Salah Fa'alongo, and it was just a simple touchdown in the end for Henry Heta. But again, he hasn't helped Cody Walker in trying to add the extra points. 8-0 kick to come in the first semi-final. Auckland rolling right now.
They are rolling, and the Waikato side are getting a little bit fatigued. You can see the 10 metres getting a little short. They're just hanging on here, so let's hope that they can get a good kick down there and turn this thing around.
Yeah, well, that will probably come into play too, Arwen, at the later stages of the game, when some of these big boys start to struggle. You want to turn them around and make them run. So Cody Walker, an almost identical position. He's about a metre in from the eastern touchline this time. There's the big breath. Has he made the adjustment? Well, it looks like he's made the adjustment, and it's a good adjustment too. Fine conversion from halfback Cody Walker, and it's now 10-0 Auckland early in the first half of this bartercard semi-final. Here's how it was set up, and look at the run here from Tufao. Very good indeed, and Fa'alongo's follow-up in the Henry Heta try. All too simple. Waikato have some problems, but they will tough this out. Tatuha restarts. And again, the work being done by Dylan Davis and Fred Tudor-Whenua for this Auckland side really is setting a fine platform for Auckland.
We always knew that they were going to be strong up the middle of the path, and they're playing to their strengths. They're just marching forward and then going to the edges when they need me.
Sione Taka playing more the front rowers role as well. He's named on the wing, but he's certainly spending most of his time in the middle of the park. Play from Fred Tudor-Whenua, right. They come left again. Little ball popped again, and away Auckland go. Who is it? Yes, it's James Blackwell. Puts the little grubber in. Kelvin Wright's chasing, as is Suaia Matangi. No one wants it. Yes, someone's got it. Oh, my goodness, how about that? 1, 2, 3. Henry Heta's in again.
Mate, awesome attack play from the Auckland side. Great little offload there. The numbers, the white and blue jerseys that are following this play up, they're just all over this Waikato side at the moment.
Yeah, the heads have dropped already from Waikato. Watch the construction of this. Again, built off the back of a strong run. Matangi with the run, or in fact Blackwell with the run this time. But look at the support play. There it is there. Kelvin Wright running along, those little white legs popping up, and Henry Heta gets the nice bounce. And there's always got to be a bit of luck in this. And try number 3 for Henry Heta.
You wouldn't have picked that, would you? Hat trick already. But the big forwards are doing their job. They're laying the platform. They're taking the big hard drives in, squeezing the defence, sucking them in, and then they go to the edges where they're having a lot of joy. 2 tries to the right. They come out to the left. They get another bit of joy.
So Henry Heta, how about that? Who would have thought in this first semi-final he'd pick up a hat trick so early in the game? But he's got it, and he's given Cody Walker a far better angle to try and put the extra points on the board.
I'm sure Henry's brother William be hunting up on the action soon. He doesn't want to be outdone.
Yeah, well, Henry plays for the Marlins, and Willie plays for the Otahu Leopards. So, yeah, there's got to be some friendly rivalry involved here. Bang on the 20-metre line. Strikes it well, and you heard the call from someone. Beautiful. 16-0.
If you're the Waikato side here, you've just got to concentrate on one set of 6. You've got to try and force the Auckland team to get a kick in, as opposed to running the length of the field and scoring a try. So you've got to build your game, structure it set by set.
Rusty Amatua, assisted by Francis Leota. One of the greats of Francis, not a who boy, and just loves his footy. How's that kickoff has gone out on the full, and it's back to the middle, and it's not going well for Waikato at the moment, is it? It's just all falling apart early in the piece, and look, we're not even at the quarter-hour mark in the first half. Here's Big Bazza, they call him. Barry Tawara out of the Hokanui Club, which has produced some reasonably famous rugby league players. Sam Rapira comes to mind. Quick tap from Auckland. They want more points. They don't want to muck around. They want to be in that final against either Canterbury or Wellington, who play tomorrow live on Sky at Rugby League Park. Here's Tufao. They're struggling to contain the big back rower. Right. Good run too. Who is that again? You got it, big Dylan Davis. This is one Saint that is going marching on. Right. Comes out, finds Heta. And then Cody Walker bumps one off, puts the step on. He's got plenty of support. The ball's still alive, but it's gone forward. So Waikato survive another rampage from this Auckland team, and only just.
Only just. The Auckland side's just running rampant, as you said. The offloads are really hurting this Waikato side. Auckland's had 8 offloads, Waikato none.
So that tells it all. Looks like John Devonshire is going to run to the bench when you're trailing 16-0 after almost 15 and a half minutes. You might want to look at something to do to try and stiffen your defence up. This is Namuturu out of City Tigers. So Aaron Bodaway comes on for Brendan Irvine, and also Dominic Paul's off for Mara and Haggie. So 2 starters off quickly inside 20, and they'll get the extras too.
Yeah, good bit of play there by Gideon. Just came in, try and take a bit of pressure off the forwards, earned a side a penalty, exactly what they needed. They need to attack from set, structured play.
Handy touch right by Hayden Karenga. Another camera, Karenga finds Tawara. Tawara, one of the veterans of this Waikato side, will go forward all day, and he'll need them to anchor this pack. Oh, good strong hit from Tufao and co. Oh, Dylan Davis put head on, straight on Aaron Bodaway. You know he felt that. This is Zane Milliken. They do say you've got to have your token ginger in there, and he's your token ginger for the Waikato side. Comes back inside for Karenga, trying to get through, taken down. On 4, Waikato. What have they got? Good stepping, and stepping still is Darren Kingy. You said Kingy, Aaron had to do the job. Well, they're now on 5, and they're about 12 out from the Auckland line. Can they post first points? They swing it right. Little grubber through. There's not too many there, but a good pickup by Blackwell. Can they hold them in goal? No, they can't. And Blackwell's away. Waikato dropping off tackles. Had a chance, didn't take it.
Didn't take it, but that was a very good set of 6 from the Waikato side. Having defended all that time, they found enough energy to ask questions of the Auckland side. As we see a turnover there, Waikato again on attack.
Okay, and it's what a good position to start your set. About 13 out from the Auckland line. Tawara again. He says, I'll have more. We need to get back in this game. Numbers left and right. Which way will they go? Kutia looks up, comes left, goes on his own. Jerome Kutia taken high, stretches out, doesn't get it. They're on 3. Mara and Haggie in at acting half. Low pass that finds Karana. Swings it out, finds Puru. Puru taken down, inching their way forward. 5 out. Karana just meets a wall of blue and white. He's going nowhere there. 5 at last for Waikato. Can they get points on the board? Kingy kicks one through, goes straight into the hands and down again off Su'a Matangi. So it's another set again for Waikato. So 3rd in a row. What can they do with this? This is Mara and Haggie in 17 off the bench. Gideon looks up, goes alone. Gideon still going. Is he across? No, held up. Now some work and some defensive pressure for Auckland. It's a wobbly old pass picked up by Darren Kingy. Bounces off Tufao, the back rower, who's been impressive so far. Now we'll see how strong this Auckland D is. Karana, short ball, goes to ground, falls off Simon Beale, and it's back in Auckland hands.
That'll be a little bit disheartening for the Waikato side. They've had 3 sets on the Auckland line, and they weren't able to come up with some points. Good defence from Auckland, but you tend to get that when you've had all the ball. Let's not forget, Auckland have already scored 3 tries. They've had everything going their way, so they've got a little bit more energy in the tank when it comes to defence.
So here was Karana going to the line, and Simon Beale straight into the old breadbasket. The skipper just dropped it. So that's, you know, you want to lead by example. That's not the example you want to set. So they'll start their set 10 off their own line, Auckland. And you know what they're going to do. They're going to run it, and they'll run it hard too. It was interesting talking to Francis Leota about the way Auckland players. Gunther Schamkel takes up, and he was saying to us on Thursday, no, wasn't he? I found a question. We don't really have structure. We just play. When we get inside their 20, we play Auckland football. You know what Auckland football is? Hard, fast, and throw it. Calvin Wright, interacting half. Ugly play of the ball, and it's cost Auckland. And again, it's Suwaya Matangi. That's probably the 3rd mistake he's made in the last 3 or 4 minutes. So the coaching staff want to have a little quiet word in his ear just to maybe just settle things down. You're in control of this match right now. Error rate, though, starting to creep up, 6-4.
Yeah, Rusty Matua won't be happy with that. Auckland's completion rate's only at 45%, which is not good enough. Although they're leading this game, they need to be a bit more disciplined if they're looking at taking on someone next week in the final.
Karana takes to the line. Nice ball coming out from. A little sneaky in behind. This is Namupuru. Puru still going forward. Had support on his left-hand side, on the short side. Puru will play it. Heggie in it, acting half, finds Karana. Ball into Big Bazza. That's right, Barry Tawara. Tough as teak he will be, the scaffolder. Again, Kutia puts the step on. Starting to cause some problems, as you predicted, around that ruck area. So with all this ball, they want something out of it. Beale, the skipper, looks for someone to offload. Can't find it. They're on tackle 4. Quick play now. Waikato on 5. It's alive. Karana. Little chip over, but straight to the hands of James Blackwell, who was taken down about a metre off his own line. Auckland now pushing themselves out. It's good to Schamkel. Changes coming for Auckland. It'll be George Taunga in 17. And they're rolling out big boys off the bench all the time, aren't they? There's his first touch, George Taunga out of Te Atatu.
Again, Auckland playing to their strengths, just trying to get forward. We see an early kick put in here, looking for a 40-20 maybe.
Well, it's inside the 40. It's going to be picked up, is it? Yes, it is. So they do the job in holding. And Vaughan Kalsenai, former Rotorua Boys High player, does the job. They want another strong end to the set. Will Waikato moving themselves out of their own half. Coming to the right-hand side. That's Zane Milliken. And they get the penalty. Auckland offside.
This will certainly help the Waikato cause. I must give a big rap to big Barry Tawara. He's been playing awesome so far.
Isn't he just? The man they call Bazza.
Got to work, guys. Can't be a step in front. Wait. Go.
Here, referee Hayden Price just reminding the Auckland boys about doing their job on defence and keeping their defensive line strong and on side. That's Botherway doing the job. Gideon centres things up for Waikato, trailing 16-0 after almost 23 minutes. First semi-final of the Bartercard Premiership tomorrow. Canterbury at home to Wellington. If Canterbury win that, they'll get the home final next Sunday, grand final day, and it's a big day too. Good ball. Here comes Milliken, straightening up. Milliken still going. Milliken to the line. He's being held up as a yes. 3 Auckland players. Good run by Milliken. They're on 4 Waikato, looking to get first points in the semi-final. Karana puts one in behind. The run from the skipper, Simon Beale, try! Oh, hang on. I may have caught it too soon. We'll consult the touch judges, Aaron Keisha and Daniel Caddy.
I think it's simultaneous. I reckon it's a try too.
Okay, I'll run.
Excellent. Forget the video, ref. What do you reckon, ref? I reckon it's a try too. First points for Waikato, nicely constructed, and that's what you love here.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know if he knew what was going on there, the touchy, but great persistence and determination from this Waikato side. They were dead and buried 10 minutes ago, but they've come back and put the great effort in. Here we go. We see the offload.
Zane Milliken, the one in ginger, does the job, but well held up.
I thought he was going to get there all the way, but then they come across. Great hands there. Nice little kick comes in, and their captain, Simon Beale, goes in for the try.
They call it simultaneous. You make the decision. Here it comes in. Well, actually, I've got to say...
It's a try.
Well, I don't know, actually. It looked, I've got to say, on that replay, Sione Taka might have got his hand there first, but doesn't matter. Simon Beale scores the try for Waikato, and as we said, skipper leads by example, and that he does. 4th try in the bartercard premiership. And now the conversion. Can they get themselves back in this hunt game, Waikato? John Taituha strikes it well. No, doesn't get it. So 16-4, and a few smiles come to the face of the Waikato bench. They're back in this game.
The body language of the players is just lifted. They're all jogging back. They're very keen to get the ball again and make some inroads into this Auckland defence.
Great little grubber from Hayden Karana there, just beautifully timed. Here's the better look at it. Simultaneous, they called. Oh, okay. We'll just let that one go. It doesn't matter. Waikato are on the board. Auckland ringing in another couple of changes. 12 changes here, not 10 like the NRL. As you know who takes that ball up, pops his head down, Barry Tawara. Again, just doing a great job out in the middle. Here, Hayden Price doing his job, keeping the Auckland defence honest. Kutia. You notice too, with Kutia now stepping up a little bit more, getting more involved, Waikato is starting to find their rhythm.
They certainly are, and he's going to play a big role in this game. Only 14 minutes till half-time. This Waikato side have taken a bit of a turn for the best.
They'd like to be the next to score as well, just to start to put some pressure on an Auckland side that started off with a hiss and a roar. 3 tries to Henry Heta. Nicely taken by Ricky McCamish. He's met by 3 Waikato defenders, including Zane Milliken. Auckland now wanting to get their name back on that Rugby League Cup. Well, to do it, they'll have to beat either Canterbury or Wellington, who play tomorrow at Rugby League Park in Christchurch. Strong run from Chris Moipio. If the name is familiar, it was his cousin Saimoni who played 1 test for the All Blacks. Nice strong run coming back inside by Sione Tongia.
Great play there, just coming back behind the ruck, identifying which player was offside, gets a penalty for his side.
That's the second Darren Kingi in 14. Remember, there are 2 Darren Kingis playing. As Waikato now have to defend again. They've already let in 3 tries. Will they go down the right-hand side again? Kingi comes the left-hand side. This is Sione Tongia in 15. Spent some time playing in the Vulcans. Kingi again. Comes back inside for Tom Moipio. Tom Moipio going, gets thumped on his back by the Waikato defence. Kingi, busy. Swings it wide. Finds Heta. Short ball now for Tufao, who's been ever present, that back rower. Kingi looks inside, finds Willie Heta. Heta looking to offload, gets it, finds Kingi. Kingi steps, goes straight through the middle, brushes off some tackles from Waikato. 5 and last now for Auckland. What have they got? Straight run by Tongia, but held up. Good, strong defence by Waikato.
Probably the wrong play there. Auckland just needed to maybe dribble the ball into then go get a repeat set and try and gain some momentum.
But that will do their confidence no good on defence. The Waikato team. 16-4. Almost 29 minutes. 28 minutes have gone. But that's strong too, isn't it? George Tong and Darren Kingi just pushing them back, saying, if you want to beat us, come through us. Auckland again marking up on D. Kutia comes wide, looking for the quick ball. Dominic Paul stamping the sidelines, ball taken behind him. A good pickup by Aaron Botherway. This is the Aaron Botherway. Spent all his time playing rugby union for Hautapu, one of the great clubs in Waikato. Club rugby as Waikato come down the western touchline, but it's picked up by James Blackwell. He puts the afterburners on, steps and goes. Blackwell is away. There is no one in front. Off the pickup, Blackwell will score try number 4 for Auckland. Oh, and don't you love that? Yeah, bring those try celebrations back.
That was just great play. Individual try. Looked like nothing was on there for Auckland. Waikato will come up with a staggered line in defence. And this young man, James Blackwell, he can play footy. This guy's got something special.
Third try for James Blackwell in the bartercard premiership this year. They got the kick through Waikato, but that's where it stopped. And Blackwell went through one, then put the step on, little left-hand step and footstep, and away he went. There was no one on D, right into the left-hand corner, and says, I love that. He's been watching too much of the Wiggles. It's a Wiggles move.
The Wiggles? Are you serious?
Well, come on, you've got a young child too. It's the Wiggles move. I'm trying to figure out which Wiggle does that. Anyway, here it comes. Watch. I'll confirm this for you. And there's the Wiggles. Yeah, you got the Wiggles.
Jeff. I think that's Jeff.
That's Jeff the Wiggles. Wake up, Jeff. All right. So James Blackwell scores try number 4 for Auckland. It's currently now 20-4 with the kick to come. And again, change in kicker. This time it's Willie Heta out of Otahu. He's about 22 out and about 2 in from the western touchline. That's a backbreaker just before halftime, coming to halftime. That's a backbreaker for Waikato. Hitter. That's the view. But he's put too much hook on that. Won't get the extras. So as we count down towards halftime, it's Auckland just giving a little bit of a shell-shocked Waikato. Another reminder of how strong they are. 20 points to 4. This is how it happened.
Comes off the kick. They thought that they had a chance to attack there, the Waikato side. But as I said earlier, they come down in a staggered defensive line, and this young man made them pay.
James Blackwell saying, I want my big red car. Waikato restart, trailing by 16 now in the first semi-final of the bartercard premiership.
Go. Thank you.
On a weekend where the rugby league has certainly been stunning after watching the poor doggies get beaten up by the Eels. Auckland just charging forward now. There's a real spring in their step. They go again. Who is it? James Blackwell, the try scorer, diving towards the 30-metre line. Just reminded that he can't dive. I thought we were a moment they were doing football. Is to foul. Takes the tackle. 28 out. Kingy has been busy since coming on. Kingy's certainly been a difference around the acting half area for Auckland, hasn't he?
He certainly has, as have all the guys that have come on from the bench. They've certainly lifted this Auckland side. 5
and last. Heta will go to the air. There's numbers over there, but this cover looks pretty good. But the ball's been tapped back, and Auckland is still alive. Still alive they are indeed. Who was the try?
Is it Fa'alongo?
Sala Fa'alongo, it would appear, may have picked this up in the 18 jersey. Got a little bit covered up by the... Yes, it is. Sala Fa'alongo, brother of David, who's heading off to play in the Super League and probably got some unwanted attention. Gosh, you can see the family resemblance, can't you? In his last weeks or so with the South City Rabbitohs. There it is. Willie Heta goes the air, gets the touch back, and Sala Fa'alongo just runs around 2-3 Waikato defenders and takes some great contact from the uprights and the pads as well, but good run.
There's a great tap back there, and Sala had plenty of work to do to score that try. Very nice for him to get over. Of course, brother of David. Sala's been around for a very long time. He was at the Warriors about 10 years ago.
Willie Heta taking his time, but this one's pretty straightforward, and the score continues to tick over. 26-4 in this first semi-final. Spent some time overseas, didn't he, Sala?
He was at Widnes and now ever present at Mount Albert.
Oh, the mighty Mount Albert. Who doesn't go to Mount Albert in Auckland rugby anymore? Sala Fa'alongo, his first try in semi-final number 1 of the bartercard premiership. Auckland stamping their authority and dominance on this game early. 3 quick tries to Henry Heta. Tatuha restarts here at Mount Smart Stadium. It's nice to see the sun up when the last 24 hours have been basically wet. The ground, as always, here at Mount Smart Stadium in fine order. A strong run too. They really are killing them up the middle. That was a strong run by George Taonga. This one coming back inside. This is Sione Tongia, and Tongia still going. He's got Waikato players hanging off him.
Auckland's game's based on power, and that's a powerful display just there.
Heta comes out, finds to foul. Oh, and the ball's come off Gunther Schamko. Pretty average sort of attempt at catching that ball. And so he'd be pretty disappointed with that.
If you look at the scoreboard, you wouldn't think that Auckland's completion rate's only at 59%. If they manage to hold on to the ball for a little bit more, get it back up around 70%, you could basically guess what score could be up there.
This is where the ball was handed back to Waikato. Gunther Schamko just getting a ball a little bit high, but I think most coaches say should have taken. 26-4, 35 gone in the first semi-final of this bartercard premiership. Ball's gone to deck, and he's called a knock on. What did you think of the Eels' performance last night against my Dogs?
I thought the Eels were awesome. They just playing with so much confidence. The way that they're able to pop the pass, and they know that someone's going to turn up. They're playing for each other. It's very, very good.
Yeah, I'm sure the coaching staff of Waikato feel like the Dogs right now. Pretty sad. Never mind, the Eels are in the grand final. It'll be the Brisbane and Melbourne tonight to meet them. All that live on Sky Sport as Auckland come forward again. Pop the ball back. This time Schamko takes the ball and takes 3 in the tackle as well. Getting back to business are Auckland, leading 26-4 inside the last 5 of the first half. Tom Moipiao about 13 out from the line. In comes Kingy. Ever since he's come on, he's sparked this Auckland attack around acting half. Kingy finds Heta. Coming out to right, a little short ball, but the Waikato defence up to it. Quick play found. Right again, goes wide, and looks like another try. Is it indeed to Auckland, and forward pass called. I think that was Sione Tongia out on the right wing. Doesn't get the 4.
Doesn't get the 4, but Auckland looks so dominant when they're down this end of the field. It's about picking the right player. Calvin puts the ball out to the winger. Line ball call, maybe because he stepped back after he passed. It looked like the ball travelled forward.
You do well in that video rec position. At least you made the decision quickly. Waikato trying to work themselves out of their own half and try and stop this blue and white wave that keeps coming at them.
It's very important for Waikato just to hold on here, not let Auckland score again before the half's out. If they're lucky, they can get down there, have another shot at scoring points themselves.
Well, they got a little bit of help here from Hayden Price with a call of holding in the tackle. And Karana will quickly move this along. And they'll start their set about 45 out from their own line. The last time they were down here, they had 3 sets back to back, and they did pick up first points, and that was a pretty well constructed try in the end. Auckland have been impressive so far, though. Just all power. Swing it right to Waikato. Oh, balls was just a little bit too far for Tatuha, but it's called, has gone back, and he's done a good job to hold that, but they haven't gone too far. They've probably made about 10 metres in this 3 tackles. Little ball inside. This is like Gideon just running around everybody.
I'd like to see the Waikato team try something a little different, maybe a little chip kick, reverse kick or something like that at the end of the 6.
Let's see if they're listening. There's Karana, spins one wide, finds the fullback Vaughan Kalsanai. Comes back inside. That is Namupuru. Not going anywhere. This defence is strong. They'll want a big kick here now. They get that little chip in behind, but the cover looks pretty strong for Auckland. No, it isn't. It's gone to deck. Now, what's the referee going to call here?
You've lost it into them. No. Yeah, you did.
So it's going to be Auckland ball.
Guys,
some argument who knocked on first.
6 bits of advice out here, eh? Thank you.
Everyone wants to be the ref out there.
Oh, don't you love it? I just love the calm manner with which the referees talk to the players. Auckland with the ball again. Namakuta with a strong tackle.
Go.
Here come Auckland again, just rolling, rolling, rolling. Their big men have certainly made the difference this afternoon here at Mount Smart Stadium. Kingy. Ball held. 4 Waikato defenders all over Tufao, who has been impressive. Only scored 1 try in the bartercard premiership, Tufao, but that was at the end of last month, and it was against Waikato at Davies Park in Huntly. Just over the halfway mark are Auckland. Dummy given, dummy taken. The ball's come back into Waikato hands. Knock on called by Auckland.
First, second.
Gosh, there were a couple of decisions last night in that Eels Dogs game when the ball was thrown into Ben Roberts at one stage. It was quite surprising. You know, I think they were complaining the ball was completed. It was a similar situation.
Right,
At
second,
least
point,
Hayden
Heather.
Price has made the right decision. The wrong decision last night against poor Benny Roberts.
Hey, the Dogs are gone.
Yeah, I know.
Forget it.
Who did before
struggling.
the scrum was fed, boys?
Eels were
Half-time.
Eels were outstanding. Look out, that was half-time. Just crept up on us, but it is all Auckland in this first semi-final of the bartercard premiership. They lead to Waikato 26-4. We'll come back and take a look at those tries and talk about this first half in just a tick. Time in the first semi-final of the bartercard premiership for 2009. The sun is out, but there is a threat of some rain, as some might suggest, and everybody's enjoying the way Auckland are dealing to Waikato in this first semi-final. They lead 26-4. Stephen McIver, Arwen Goodbeal in here. Let's have a look at the tries that have been scored. Arwen, just crazy start to this game. Henry Hedder scores a hat-trick before we could even blink.
He does. As you see there, great pass. He had a lot of work to do there. Got nice and low, burrows his way into the try line.
James Blackwell, you said keep an eye on James Blackwell. He was certainly coming into the back of the line and certainly a big part of that first try. It wasn't long before we were saying, oh look, there's Henry Hedder again. Again, it was a compressed defensive line by Waikato, and using the big forwards like Siali Tufao running into the line has created havoc with Waikato's D.
It has. It's stressing young Hayden Karana. You can't leave him one-on-one with a big man because the big man's always going to win. Whalongo offload, and there's our man again in for the try hit.
And how about number 3? This is a great run here from James Blackwell. Again, a strong run, good little offload. Blackwell was away. Then he decides, well, hang on, I've got feet as well. Puts the little boot in. Running is Kelvin Wright. And then the lucky bounce from guess who? Henry Hedder, whose brother Willie is in 6 and probably getting a little tired that his brother continues to score try. Now, they had plenty of chances, Waikato, and finally got a chance on about their... Well, they'd had 3 sets before this, and then they got the ball back. A great run by Zane Milliken. And then just watch the feet here of Cutter. Look at the ball here. Just pretty to watch. And the skipper, they called simultaneous and gave it in favour of Waikato. But the little grubber through from Cutter was all class. This is how it happened.
It certainly was. This, I think, is the last try when Waikato put the kick down, and the man on the spot, James Blackwell's been good all day, and he comes up with a beautiful solo effort here.
And does celebrate well. James Blackwell gets another try. Yeah, baby. And I'm in again. And they start to roll again. One more try here, and it was Sala Fa'alongo. Willie Hedder went to the air. The tap back wasn't picture perfect. Just got a good bounce, and he just palmed them off with a big right palm. Tried to take out the left-hand upright as well. But 26-4. The kick was a much easier one this time for Willie Hedder. As we crunch the numbers from the first 40, with a 53% completion rate, you're leading 26-4. How concerned would Rusty Matua be?
Well, he'd be looking at next week, and if whoever's playing next week, you'd certainly want to be completing your sets a lot better than this.
All right, let's have a look at the other stats that have come through it. The line breaks. Well, there's no surprise that Auckland need the line breaks and the offloadings, but it's the amount of metres they're gaining. That's just killing Waikato.
We knew coming into this game that Auckland were going to base their attack around their big men going forward, taking those yards in and around the ruck, sucking the defensive line into the middle of the field, and then spreading it to the edges so that the back rows and centres can have some fun.
So the Rugby League Cup is on the line in the final of this game, which will either be in Auckland next week or Canterbury. Canterbury play Wellington tomorrow. If Canterbury win, the final will be at Rugby League Park in Christchurch on Grand Final Day. You'll get the Bartercard Premiership final, followed by the Toyota Cup, and then the Grand Final. The Eels or Brisbane or Melbourne. Who will it be? That qualifying final tonight live on Sky. Stick around, the second 40 in the Bartercard Premiership's coming up. Getting set for the second 40 of this first semi-final of the Bartercard Premiership of 2009 between Auckland and Waikato. A 5-try-to-1 first half to Auckland, a hat-trick to Henry Heta, and the solo try to the skipper there, Simon Beale, for the Waikato side. He is actually the captain of one of the leading teams there too, the Hamilton City Tigers, but they, Owen, have a lot of work to do in the second 40.
They do have a lot of work to do. It'd be very important for them to get on the scoreboard first. I'm sure the coach could have said that at halftime. They've got the breeze behind them, so they may be looking to get an early kick, try and play the game down the Auckland zone. But in saying that, Auckland's just so powerful when they're carrying the ball at any part of the field. So it's a big ask for this Waikato side to get their way back in this game.
The engine room, it is chalk and cheese, isn't it? I'm sure Barry Tawara has been doing a fine job in leading the way for Waikato, but certainly you just reel off the names of Mātangi, Fa'alongo, Dylan Davis, Tura Whenua, then you bring in Tuamopia off the bench and Tonga, and they're just carving them up.
And then you look at someone like Blackwell, who's ran for over 150 metres already. But you're right, Tawara, he's leading by far, 70-odd metres. The nearest Waikato player to him is around 40.
So they're getting ready to restart Waikato in the second half of this. The winner goes through to the final next week against either Canterbury or Wellington, who play tomorrow live on Sky. Fidel Ropati and Dale Husband with the call from Rugby League Park in Christchurch tomorrow. And we're underway. 26-4, Auckland lead Waikato in this first semi-final. And the big boys get busy again. George Taonga straight into the thick of it. And they'll start their set comfortably, 25 out from their own line as another strong run. And that looks like winger Sione Tongia, yes, Sione Taka, excuse me, who was impressive in the first 20 of the first half as well, acting as an extra forward and just really barging his way through the Waikato defensive line. Calvin Wright, nice little short ball, that's to Tufau. He finds Tomopio, and he finds Tonga, and they go in again, and it's just like that. Don't blink. This time it's Gunter Schamkel. An almost identical start to the second half as it was to the first, and Auckland are in.
We mentioned the power that the Auckland boys run. They run with purpose. The boys in the middle of the park are just bringing the Waikato defensive line into the mid-zone of the field, and then they go to the edge. As we see, nice strong carry, just pops the ball and bodies in motion. When you're going good, you've got confidence. Everyone's turning up, supporting each other. Great try from Auckland.
Yeah, and the two bench boys, Taumoipio and Tonga, really did just support beautifully off that nice little pop pass from Tufau. And that was Sione Tonga with the final pass. He'll get the assist. And Gunter Schamkel will score his first try in the Bartercard Premiership for 2009. He had a bit of an indifferent first half with his hands, but this time the hands have been safe. And he's left Willie Heta with a heck of a conversion, parked right out on the eastern touchline at about 22 out. That's the distance and the angle of the kick that he's got in front of him. That's a killer for Waikato. That's just something they just don't want to see happen inside the first 2 minutes of the second half, and they've conceded another 4. Willie Heta. Willie Heta strikes it well, but has he got the distance? No, he hasn't. Went under the crossbar, but they don't add the extras. But right now it doesn't seem to concern Auckland too much. They lead 30 points to 4 against Waikato. It was again the back of the big, strong forwards just doing their job. Siali Tufau, who's been really strong today, with the pass that finds Chris Taumoepiao. Sione Tonga then finds Gunther Schampkel, and it's all Auckland again. Waikato restart through John Tautuha. And they spin it wide early. Let's see what they can do. They look a little short out there, Waikato. There's the strong run. And who is it again? Look out, it's Sione Tonga still going. Will he go on his own? He's got chases. There's 3 Waikato chases. No, he'll find Taumoepiao. And don't blink, folks. Auckland are on a rampage.
Very disappointing for Waikato there. I saw their body language after the last try was scored. Heads were down. It was the first time Auckland had touched the ball. They score. Kick off. Auckland try a different tactic. They spin the ball wide and they go the length of the field to score a try.
Just from the kick-off. Tautuha kicks off. They decide, let's do something different. Little short ball, and then look how Sione Tonga says, you know what, there's a gap here. Just puts that ball under his arm and fires away, puts a step on, says, oh, I don't know if I've got the legs. Taumoepiao, try. Too easy.
Too easy, all right. It looks like these Auckland boys are putting their hand up and saying, you know what, particularly the bench boys, they're saying, I want to start next week. Put me in the side. I want to play the finals. I want to be in that top 13 because they've been very impressive off the bench.
They have been the difference off the bench. Rusty Matua certainly did the job when he realised they were just under a little bit of pressure as Waikato kept coming back at them. Sure, they were 3 tries in front, but good coaching, and Willie Heta with a better angle for this conversion attempt. And this time he gets it. And they are rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. 36 points to 4 Auckland now over Waikato. And you know that Waikato will not want the floodgates to open, but just conceding 2 quick tries is certainly going to make it hard to get back to the centre line.
It certainly is. For Auckland, they're going to look to play a more structured game. It's very easy to get your flamboyant style of play in when you're leading by so much. They'll have an eye on next week. The message will go out from the coaching staff to just play as we train. Let's go through our patterns. Let's build some pressure. Let's not try and push things too much.
So Auckland with the ball again. Only 5 and a bit minutes gone. They've already scored 2 tries in this second half. Now this will test the character of this Waikato side. John Devonshire knew, the coach of Waikato, that they were up against it. He knew that Auckland were going to throw a rather large and mobile pack at them. And now in the last 5 minutes, they've seen exactly that. Tonga off the bench just doing the job today for Auckland. Kingi, been impressive since coming off the bench and still there. Here's Tufau again, carving them up. Kingi finds plenty of room to move. Looks to offload, and he finds Tufau. Tufau with the big dummy, and the ball goes to ground. So that's what you were talking about, Arwen. You can have the flash, the dash, the offloads, but you've got to hold that ball.
You do have to hold that ball, but this Auckland side, they're having fun at the moment. Things are going their way. There's nothing better when you're playing a game and you're dominating a side and you're able to have a bit of fun. As we can see there, just a clean drop. Wasn't nothing in that.
Nothing in it.
Nothing in it.
Waikato skipper Simon Beale giving it but the old legs up. As now Waikato have the ball and look to do something with it. David Gideon will take it. They'll play this bang on halfway. It's Darren Kingi. Kingi in at acting half. And they come left. Here's Karana. Good short ball, and who's that again? The good, strong running skipper in Simon Beale. He's got Karana, but the ball's gone to ground. It was a horrible pass. They could have been straight under the sticks and gone back in, and you can sense the frustration in Coach John Devonshire as Auckland have the ball, and it's a very compressed Waikato line. There's a lot of boys walking around and very bunched, and they'd better be careful because you know what can happen. It's good to Schampkel. And Schampkel still going, looking to offload, but will take the tackle well inside Waikato territory. Look at the missed tackle count climbing, 23 by Waikato. And no surprise with the way that Auckland are just rumbling this ball forward. Kelvin Wright. Good strong head on tackle, but Karana bounces off fullback James Blackwell, who runs across. Oh, hint of a forward pass. Finds Gunther Schamkel again, and the ball goes to the deck. And yeah, he wouldn't be too happy, Ricky McCamish. But they're just opening up Waikato at will, and they're going to have to find something to slow it down. What do you find?
I have no idea. This Auckland side's on fire. Again, I mentioned that they can't afford to push the pass and look for the big play every time. You've got a final next week. You've got to build up to that, because they won't get their way as easily next week if they're in the final as they've had today.
Well, the Waikato spinning it wide early. A lot of good rugby league coming your way over the next month or so. Don't forget, of course, the Kiwis in Rotorua, the Rumble in Rotorua. It's being promoted as up against Tonga, as they did ahead of the Four Nations last year, Three Nations last year, the World Cup last year, excuse me. They played a test here against Tonga, the Kiwis, before they went on to win the World Championship. And they'll be facing off against Tonga and Rotorua. 40-20 on the cards. He was inside, and that looks okay.
Great kick. We were just talking about what do you do. That's exactly what you come up with. 40-20. That'll lift the spirits of the side.
That was a heck of a 40-20. Look at that. Hayden Karanga inside and bangs one down. Very similar to the one Jared Hayne did last night for the Eels. So Waikato with a strong chance. Bang 10 metres out from the Auckland line to get some points on the board. Quick play, Karana. Finds Kingy. Oh, that ball's gone up a mile forward, has it? There's a no look, and I'm sure it popped forward, but hey, Hayden Price has let it go. Puru plays the ball. Here's Kingy. Kingy with the quick play. Finds Karana, steps off his right, and is wrapped up by Kelvin Wright. Kutia finds Kingy. Comes back inside to Zane. No, Dominic Paul, excuse me. For the interchanges bench. Waikato spinning it wide. That's Simon Beale, the skipper. He takes it about 8 out now from the Auckland line. Waikato looking for points. Karanga again looking for the runner. Does he get the runner? Does John Tautuha score? No, he doesn't.
There's a nice little kick put through there, but unfortunate for the Waikato player. The ball just didn't bounce up for him.
So the pressure eases off the Auckland defensive line. They do lead 36-4. 50 minutes gone in this game. And they bust through again. That's Sione Taka. Has the ball gone to the ground? No, he hasn't. Here's the kick through from Karana. He's very good at the grubber. Look at the run too. Oh, just the knock on from John Tautuha. But at least they're having a crack. That's the important thing. Here come Auckland again. Right. Back inside, the ball movement just starting to swing across. Willie Heta wrapped up by Karanga and also Jerome Kutia, but still going. Pointing the right way, most importantly. Kingy for Wright. Wright swings it across on the western touchline, and good job by Waikato. They will get the ball back.
I'm very, very encouraged to see that this Waikato side is playing with courage and commitment. They haven't thrown the towel in. As you see there, a good bit of defence, just pushing far longer over the sideline.
Namupuru and also Emmanuel Toka doing the job. And far along over the touchline. So they will start their set about 37 out from their own line. It's a long road back, but they're not throwing in the towel. That's the most important thing. Toka plays the ball. He finds Puru. They roll on forward, trying to get some more points on the board. Kutia, good run. Jerome Kutia still going forward. Has Kelvin Wright and also Darren Kingy all over him. Looking for the quick play, doesn't get it. Kalsanai. It's Kingy still going, dancing. Dancing is Darren Kingy. Kutia, good little step. Kutia still going. Going on his own, will he make it? No. 5 and last now for Waikato. Strong run from Jerome Kutia. Kingy finds Karanga, swings one wide. That comes outside, but it's gone nowhere. And it's now on the Auckland hands, and away they go. What's the call? Waikato scrum.
He kicked it, put it out.
He kicked it and put it out. That was the call. Cripes, that caught us all unawares, I'm sorry. So there was a chance for another runaway for Auckland, but they didn't get it. So watch here. Kicked it. Well, oh, okay, they're calling. Is he? Oh, no, it's scraped the touchline. Here come Waikato on the charge. Kingy, little run around from Karana, finds his fullback Kalsanai. So Waikato barging forward, looking for the quick play. Botherway, Kutia, Kingy comes back inside for you-know-who. Barry Tawara, will Tawara go? Gets up, squeezes out. Oh, they were calling for the double movement, but Hayden Bryce says no thanks. Coming left, short side, Waikato. Good, strong defense by Auckland. Wow, how tough are they? And Auckland get the ball back. That's what you need when you're under the pump.
Certainly is no way through there for the Waikato side. If I was the ref, I would have given that try to Big Bazza. There we go.
You're kidding, aren't you?
Give it to him. He's worked all day.
He has too. This is the defensive effort by Auckland, though. Look at that. Sione Tucker, strong on attack, strong on D, and Auckland get the ball back. Will they run it from their own line and go wide? Look at the strong run. They just will not give up, this Auckland team. That was Ricky McCamish. No, excuse me, actually it was Sione Tonga. This is Gunther Schamkel. Already scored one try. Changes coming for the Auckland bench. That looks like Free Tuatawhenua about to have another stint in the middle of the park and provide more spark to this engine room as Ricky McCamish plays the ball. Finds Calvin Wright. And that's George Taunga. Taunga still going. Will play at 40 metres out from his own line. 10 from halfway. He'll be coming off. As Auckland will play on 5. Now they want a big kick here because they're well inside their own half. They're going to run it. They're going to run it. They spot the gap. James Blackwell spots the gap. He thinks he can go on his own. Yes, does James Blackwell go on his own? Oh, no, he doesn't. And I'm wondering whether there was a slam that I got tackled. The ball is still alive. And Blackwell make the tackle 10 out on the Waikato line.
I think that was a slam that I'm going to get spoken to after the game. He had 3 men around him, unmarked. He decided to go on his own. Didn't quite work out for the young man.
They decided to run on 5, but it was James Blackwell who just went straight up the middle. Now he had 3 on his left-hand side. You can see them there, but look at this. No, that's not the try line, son. You're still 10 metres out. 36-4, Auckland lead Waikato. Closing in on the hour, and penalty to Waikato. Hand in the ruck. We're getting it all this afternoon, aren't we? Quick play. They want to get on with it. Oh, the ball's been touched and it hasn't found touch, has it? No, it hasn't. Sione Taka with a great take. And Sione Taka just ambles forward to the Waikato line. Beats one, beats two, now loses the ball, and it's a clean strip. There's only one on the tackle. He goes on with it, and now he's...
One-on-one strip. Leave it. Leave it. One-on-one strip. They lost the ball forward. Okay.
So it's a one-on-one strip. Watch closely. And he's calling a Waikato knock-on. So Barry Tawara falls off. So there's the strip, and there's the knock-on. They just can't win a trick, Waikato, can they? Can't win a trick.
Thanks, Cats.
So Ricky McCamish takes the ball up. They'll play this 35 out from their own line. And there's big Free Tuatawhenua out of the Leopards. The Tahuhu Leopards, his second stint. Right. Comes back inside for Willie Heta. Willie Heta just takes them all on and still going Willie Heta. Over halfway now. Willie Heta, they decided just they can't stop. Now they do. Barry Tawara and co stop him. The skipper, Simon Beale. Here's Dylan Davis. The big front row gets the ball away, but it's come off a Waikato player, and it's play on. They look to go left, but oh my goodness. No advantage called. So they just get away with that one, Waikato.
They do. Again, if you look at the completion rate of the Auckland side, it's under 50%. And that's not something you want to take into a final. You certainly can't perform like that if you're playing in the big game.
The error rate between both sides has crept. Auckland with 15 errors and Waikato with 10. And in the big show, which will be the bartercard Premiership final, you want to keep those error rates down. If you've got another team that's as tight as you, it's going to be a high shot call here on Cody Walker. Bit of a swinging arm on this one. He knows too, and Hayden Price quick to react. Closing in on the hour mark. All Auckland at the moment. There's Cody Walker, just jumps a little high. Didn't really need to because they're both about the same height. Waikato looking to move it. 38 out from the Auckland line. Here comes Barry Tawara, certainly led by example the front row, the veteran front row from the Hokanui club. Kingy finds Kalsanai, a little grubber through from Taituha. And that's basically just the end of the set, and it goes back and it's gone dead and goal, so it's back to the 10 out. Or has it come off a play? Excuse me. No, it's Auckland ball. So it's just not, it's starting to unravel a little bit for Waikato. Options falling apart, and they're just not finishing things off well.
That normally comes when you're under fatigue. They've been under the pump. They've been given the ball back in good positions of the field through Auckland's error rate, but just not able to take advantage of that.
Henry Heta plays the ball. He's had a pretty good day out. 3 tries in the first half. Sione Taka, who's been impressive, gets away, and there's no one in front of him. He's got a Waikato player coming across, but he's got support inside. That's Cody Walker, and this should be another 4-pointer for Auckland as they begin now to really run away with this match. Sione Taka, what a bust. Cody Walker, another 4 for Auckland.
Just a powerful display from the Auckland side. In around the middle of the field, they just have so much power. These players run with real purpose. As you can see there, 3 and 4 tacklers dropping off him. Has a presence of mind to hold the pass up, delivers it nicely. And Cody Walker outruns the Waikato defender to score out near the sideline.
Try number 4 for Cody Walker. Look at the run by Sione Taka, who's been playing like an extra forward all day and just was able to bust through that line, and Cody Walker says thank you very much and takes that one. And they are really now well on track for the bartercard Premiership final next weekend, next Sunday. It could be in Auckland if Wellington are able to tip up Canterbury. And that game is live tomorrow on Sky Sport 2. Rugby League Park in Christchurch. Peter Rupati, Dale Husband with the call down there. And I know Dale's already up here having a look today and just checking out the form of Auckland. And they have been impressive, to say the least. So there is the attempt at the conversion. Looks like Cody himself will do it. Into the sun. It's nice to see the sun, though. Remember, daylight saving. Summer's coming. .20 out, about 2 in from the touchline, the eastern touchline, and he pulls it left, so the extras are not added. But 40 has been cracked by Auckland. They lead 40 points to 4 against Waikato. First semi-final of the bartercard Premiership. Here it is again. Watch Sione Taka bust through at least 4, 5 tackles, 6 tackles at least, and says too easy. And he's got great support from Cody Walker, who will score try number 4. He scored 30 points last week against Taranaki. He's having a field day. John Taituha restarts for Waikato, who are simply under the pump but not giving up. They've conceded tries at the beginning of each half, and that's really cost them. I think the other key component here, Arwen, is the big Auckland pack, and most importantly, the bench could start, and they probably would, the scoreline might have even blown out even more.
Well, if you look at someone like Tongi has ran for just under 200 metres. If you look at the teams, Auckland's ran for over 1,000 metres, Waikato under 500 metres. So it just tells you that Auckland have been so dominant when it comes to carrying the ball.
Well past the hour mark now. Auckland spring it wide and decide to go wide as well. Here he is again, Sione Taka. Will he go on his own? Wait for the step. Well, he steps inside out. He goes a little in out, and he finds support in the form of Cody Walker. So it's Taka to Walker inside that. Bang, bang, and they do it again. This dynamite duo. Sione Taka, Cody Walker. Yeah, they're loving it. And why wouldn't you? You've just scored 2 tries inside about 2 minutes, and it's 44-4. Watch again, spinning it wide.
Again, the same combination from last time. Big Tucker down the sideline. I thought he was going to get there. Just grabbed by the jersey inside. Cody Walker again with the try.
They're starting to play simple ball, and it's just catch and pass, and lots of gaps opening up on this Waikato defence. Little in out from Sione Taka. Fires one back. Cody Walker has the presence of mind to stay in touch, and he does okay, but he won't attempt to convert this one. It'll be Willie Heta that will look to add the 2 points, in a pretty good position too. He's about 20 in from the western touchline and 12 out. There's the view and the kicker. Oh, okay, the wind's picked this ball up. Time off just for the moment. A little bit of a wind about. Hasn't been too much of a windy day. Depends where you are, I suppose, in the city of Sales. Rusty Matua, gosh, it's a grim face for a coach leading so far. Extras are added from Willie Heta, 46 points to 4. And smiles all around. Cody Walker, 2 quick tries off the back of his teammate Sione Taka. Auckland are on their way to the final.
Very good skill here. Passes out in front. Simple draw and pass. They had the overlap. Waikato have been defending 1 man short the whole game. Inside ball, Cody Walker. And for try number 2.
They're getting a bit tired of seeing that halfway line of Waikato, but they're having to put up with it as the big boys start to do their job again. Fred Turuwhenua with the first hit up. There's his front row partner, and Dylan Davis. He'll say, I'll have that one again. So there's your 1-2 punch straight away from Auckland. Kingy, he's been impressive since coming off the bench and moving into acting half. That's Sala Fa'alongo. Try score, the last try scored in the first half was to Fa'alongo right under the uprights. Walker finds right short ball. It's a good short ball too. You know who that is? That's Siwaa Matangi. What sort of support has he got? Plenty of support, and it'll be fullback James Blackwell. They are now beginning to run away with this and run amok over Waikato are Auckland. The 50 mark has been reached.
The boys from Tainui country just need to try and stop 1 set of 6. Auckland are just having their way with it. Every time they get the ball, they look likely to score a try, whether it be 20 metres out or 80 metres out. They've just got so much firepower. As you see there, great break. Again, nice ball out there to James Blackwell, who's been dangerous the whole game.
James Blackwell gets another. That's his 2nd try for the day, but a defender came up out of the line for Waikato, and they're not going to stop Siwaa Matangi in this sort of mood. And James Blackwell doing what a fullback should do, supporting the ball carrier, going to the line, and bang, there's another 50 mark reached in this first semi-final of the bartercard Premiership. And another challenging kick for the extra 2 to be added, again out on the eastern touchline. But the way they're scoring tries, 5 tries in the first half, 5 tries in the second half so far, and Willie Heta looking to add another 2. Pulls this one right. Bit of a slice on that one, so the extras aren't added, but the half century is up. 50 points to 4. Auckland lead Waikato in this first semi-final. Again, a strong run from a forward coming out of this Auckland line, and it was Siwaa Matangi. Great run too, the Te Atatu Rooster. Look at him go, looking both sides. Had the presence of mind to see where he had his ball carriers, and this time it was James Blackwell out of the Otahuhu Leopards will score his 4th try of the bartercard premiership. 2 already in this first semi-final. King comes back inside to Piao.
5 and 3.
Here's Sione Taka. Oh, the ball's gone to ground, so lost the ball. Looked from up there like Sione Taka was going to take off again.
You get the feeling that every time Auckland has the ball, they're building towards either a break or scoring some more points.
But look at the defensive effort here. 5 Auckland players in and just monstering. That was Aaron Botherway. As they come wide, this is David Gideon, and the pressure's on, and they're going to take him out, are they? Yes, they do. So it's not just about attack for this Auckland side, and that's probably what will make the coach even more happier, is that their D's up to it.
It is up to it, and it makes it a lot easier when you've had the majority of possession. You have a bit of gas in the tank, things are going well for you, you're scoring a lot of points, you're having fun out there, so you front load your energy into the defence.
You front load your energy, I like that, you front load your energy. Harwan, staggering, you front load your energy. Auckland now. Blackwell. Oh, Blackwell didn't like it. Hang on. He didn't like that tackle from Namupuru, but he's just getting up and getting on with it. That's the most important thing. Puru in the tackle again. Back-to-back tackles for the centre for Waikato. Kingi finds Taka. Taka tries to roll straight over the top of Milliken, but doesn't.
Hands all over the ball, guys. Go for the ball, not the man.
He heard exactly what the problem was. Cody Walker looks for the touchline. Not rushing it either, Auckland. Still playing a reasonably tight game when they need to. Tomoi Piao just trundles it up to the line. They're about 35 out from the Waikato line. Dylan Davis, short ball for his front row partner, and Freddie Tuatafina. What's going on? The front row club are going to have to talk about that. Short balls passing from the front rows. Here we go again. Look out, it's too foul still going. Will he go all the way? No, he won't. And it's all over the show. Scrum will go down.
Yeah, put it in.
They did well there, Waikato, to scramble back and not let the points in. I think they've knocked the ball over the sideline, so it will be an Auckland feed.
Look at the run from Siale Tufau. Hasn't he been impressive this afternoon? And it comes off Emmanuel Toka, and it will be Auckland ball, and they'll get it 10 out from the Waikato line. More points on the offering. Right. Finds Cody Walker. Already scored 2 tries off the back of Sione Taka. Walker gets stopped, so they're going nowhere at the moment. Early in the tackle count, 10 out from the Waikato line, 50 points to 4. Inside the last 10, look out, it's big Dylan Davis. The big steamroller comes through. 3 out. Kingi finds right, little short ball, finds Tuatafina. Tuatafina still going. Has 3 Waikato defenders holding him up. Waikato under the pump somewhat. Right. Finds fullback Blackwell. He puts a step on. James Blackwell scores 2 tries. Oh, pretty ball. Short and sweet. Cody Walker gets no. He does not get number 3. Forward pass called.
That looked fine to me. Great little pop ball there from Blackwell.
Good call.
Unfortunately, the young man, Cody Walker, doesn't get a hat-trick.
Half back. Oi, oi.
But they constructed that nicely. All the construction was good for Auckland. Now Hayden Karanga has to help get Waikato out of their territory, and it's deep in their territory. James Blackwell, there's the run, able to get the ball. Oh, crikey, Dick's got to say that was a good pass. Very much like Hayne to Nalaval last night. And the ball's gone to ground. He says it's gone back, so he's playing on. That was like a mercy call, that one, in many ways. It did look like it had gone forward. Kutia. Karana. He's worked hard trying to steer this Waikato team around Mount Smart Stadium this afternoon. Speaking of Karanga, the number 7, Benji Marshall, special guest on 40/20 tomorrow at 7 on Sky Sport 2. The Kiwi skipper in the house with Brent Tate. We look back at this game, tomorrow's semi-final, and of course both qualifying finals. 5 and last for Waikato, deep in their own territory. Kingi outside, another step back, and it might have been better if the kick had been a little more direct towards the sideline, but McCamish will pick it up and find Blackwell. Put the little hop, skip and jump on. Yep, we're talking about Benji, must have heard us. Still going. Tough fullback, dragged along by Namupuru, and gets Zane Milliken on top of him just for his efforts. Sione Taka, 50 points to 4. Inside the last 10 of this first semi-final. And another penalty. A little bit of frustration now creeping into Waikato's game, and that's going to cost them.
It certainly will. When you're behind by this much, sometimes it feels like no matter what you're doing, you can't get yourself out of the hole, and that's what's happening to these boys. They're not losing through lack of effort, just execution, and the fact that this Auckland side has just got so many big guys that are running hard, running with purpose, and causing them some real trouble.
Tongia plays the ball, 30 out, finds Kingi. Kingi has been extremely effective out of acting half since coming off the bench. Walker finds Tongia. Tongia still going, just carting the ball forward. About 8 out from the Waikato line now. Slow play, doesn't matter. They're leading by a truckload. Cody Walker. Cody Walker. Cody Walker. No. Good defensive effort by Waikato. Low ball finds Kingi. He swings it wide, finds Calvin Wright. In comes Tonga. Not going to get this ball away. Wrapped up pretty well by the Waikato threesome. 5 at last, 15 out. What will Auckland do? Will they run it? Little chip in behind from Calvin Wright for Gunther Schamkel. And that looks like they'll add another 4. Pretty to watch off his left boot. And Gunther Schamkel's got another.
Great little play there. The left foot kick, he had no space to put it in with his right. Switches sides, as we can see here, takes the ball to the line, looks like he was going to pass, puts the ball on the foot with the left foot, and Schamkel goes in for another try.
That'll be try number 2 for Gunther Schamkel out of Mount Albert. And it's 54 points to 4. The gap now a full half century between the two sides. And on the back of this performance has been pretty strong indeed. So Gunther Schamkel gets 2 tries, and his first 2 tries, believe it or not, in this bartercard premiership. Cody Walker, who's already got 2, was close to getting a hat-trick, will attempt the conversion. He's bang on the 20-metre line and about 2 in from the eastern touchline. It has been an impressive performance from Auckland. It's been based on a very strong forward platform and an incredibly effective bench, with the likes of Kingi, Taumoipio, Tonga and Taonga all doing the job. 54-4. Cody Walker eyeing up the uprights. Another good strike, and does a good job on that too, does Cody Walker. 56 points to 4. Auckland are well and truly on their way to the final of the bartercard premiership for 2009. Here's how this one happened. It was 5 and last, and Calvin Wright just chips one through on his left boot, and picked up by a strong running Gunther Schamkel. Whoever they're going to face will be slightly nervous about this display this afternoon. John Tautuha has had plenty of practice in restarting for this game. 6 tries in this half so far, and who's that again? Sione Tongia. Away they go. This is Martangi. Martangi's pinned his ears back, and he's going, is he? Looks up, plays the big dummy, palms off Vaughan Kalsenai, and there's another for Auckland. Yeah, why wouldn't you applaud that, Coach Rusty Matua? And it's just another example of how strong Auckland Rugby League is right now. And remember, these are Fox Memorial boys. And they're doing the job. 60 points to 4. Diamond time for Auckland. Again, from the kickoff. We've seen it happen before already this afternoon.
Keep him down.
Decide to run it wide. Sione Tongia, the bench, just killing it this afternoon. Look at him go. Pins the ears back, does Sua Matangi. Keeps going. Vaughan Kelsenite gets the big right hand in his face. And that's it. Another one.
Keep him down.
Sione Tongia out of Te Atatu Roosters decides, nah, let's go wide. Has spent some time with the Vulcans, and where there is some talk too that the Warriors might have picked him up for season 2010. And Sua Matangi, the other Rooster, does the job. 60 points to 4. Well, Canterbury and Wellington will be having a close look at this and saying, heck, if we make the final, it's going to be a big job. Canterbury, though, I would suggest, would be confident. Cody Walker looks up. Got the last one from almost an identical position, in fact. This for the 2. High. And no. He's sliced that one, so the extras aren't added, but it doesn't matter this afternoon. Auckland are cruising. 60 points to 4. Look at the run from Sione Tongia. Big and strong, just brushing players off. Red and black chasing him down, but then Sua Matangi gets involved, and it's all over Red Rover. Vaughan Kelsenite says, cripes, how many more? Short kickoff from Waikato, and picked up, is it? No, straight back into the hands. Knock on called, double knock on.
From him to him.
So it's going to be Auckland ball.
Yeah, sorry.
Waikato ball, excuse me.
Offside, boys.
Mr. Price.
Sorry, boys.
Quick play. This is Namu Puru. Puru straight through. They're still arguing. Kelvin Wright still arguing with the referee. Doesn't matter, Kelvin. You're in the final. Cripes. Karana finds Dominic Paul. Aaron Botherway into there at acting half. This is Kutia. There's Barry Tawara doing the job. There's the offload too. Straight to his skipper, is it? Does he get it down? Oh, he's dragged back. What defense? Hang on.
2 in the tackle.
2 in the tackle. Strip called about a metre out from the Auckland line. And Rusty Matua and Francis Leota congratulating each other, but also wanting them to hold out. 80 minutes is up. This should be the final play of the first semi-final. Paul spins around, finds Kingy, who's shaping to kick but doesn't. And the ball's gone to ground. But that's it. It's all over. A dominant display by Auckland. They have beaten Waikato in this first semi-final of the bartercard Premiership. 60 points to 4. 5 tries in the first half. 6 tries in the second half. Just the solitary try to Waikato, to their skipper Simon Beale, latish in the first half, and it has just truly been an outstanding display. Calvin Wright still arguing the point about the was it a strip or not a strip, and it's high fives all around for the blue and whites of Auckland. They are into the final. Who will they face? We will find out tomorrow here on Sky Sport 2 in the game at Rugby League Park in Christchurch between Canterbury and Wellington. The tipsters are suggesting that it will be Canterbury, and if it isn't Canterbury, that final will be played there. Let's go sideline with Arwen and get some reaction from the Auckland camp. Arwen?
Calvin, great game. I mean, just a pure dominant performance.
Yeah, we really stepped up this week. You know, semi-final, so it's do or die, and all the boys came together, and especially that second half, you know, they started to play some good football.
I guess one thing that you can work on is the completion rate. Wasn't that great?
Yeah, you know, at times guys just try and push that one extra pass. It sometimes happens, you know, when you get ahead by that much, but it's certainly something, you know, I try and really emphasise throughout the team and just keep completing and keep putting the pressure on.
Looking forward, looking ahead to the final next week, anyone you'd prefer to play?
Oh, not really, you know, the 13 guys run on the field, so it doesn't really matter, you know, you just got to go out there and do your best, and hopefully we come out on top.
Well, congratulations on the game today and best of luck in the final.
Cheers, thanks a lot, Alan.
Kelvin Wright, another fine job with the number 9 shirt. They talked about that completion rate, and that completion rate wasn't flash by Waikato by any, by Auckland by any stretch of the imagination. It was 54% playing 68%, but the amount of meters that they made, we'll see on the second page of our statistics page, certainly showed that just across the park, Auckland were all over it. The completion rate, yeah, sure, it was down, but the incomplete sets, you can tell the penalties 9-5-8 in favour of Waikato. Have a look at the number of meters that were run by Auckland, and 124 meters opposed to 532 in the off. They just offloaded the heck out of it, and the line breaks 9 plays 2. It was a dominant display by Auckland, but there's always in these situations a team that doesn't get up. Their skipper is with Arwen right now.
Simon, very tough day at the office today.
Oh, yeah, they just showed their class today, and we just didn't have an answer for it, really.
You managed to get over for a try yourself, but you were threatening in the line, but the Auckland defence was too good?
Yeah, we sort of, a lot of times we were right there, we just couldn't get across that line, and yeah, full credit to their defence, they just held us out really well.
Up the middle of the park, they got some real strong runners. Do you think that's going to favour them in the final next week?
Yeah, well, they got the size there, and the boys to offload it. And saying that, Canterbury, if they make it, have also got that size, so, it could be a good test. And saying that, Wellington could come through and put their hands up as well.
Your prediction for the final, the winner?
At this stage, probably Auckland. The way that they gave it to us today, and they showed us how to play football, definitely Auckland.
Well, wasn't the result you wanted, but you guys never gave up. You showed a lot of heart out there, so well done on that, mate.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So the skipper Simon Beale, the captain of Waikato, the only try score for his side, as well as the smiles continue all around in the Auckland camp. They have defeated Waikato in this first semi-final of the bartercard premiership, 60 points to 4.